Good afternoon, everyone. I'm going to make another recipe that I found on Pinterest, and I'm going to put my phone down so you can see what I'm doing. In this bowl, I have 5 bananas, and I'm going to mash these 5 bananas. What you just heard was my oven. It just got preheated, so I wanted to get that done before I come in here. 5 bananas that I'm going to mash, and I've also already got my flours and everything I need in here sifted. And this has to go into the dry ingredient, or this towel has to go into the dry ingredients when I get it done. But I'm going to mash these to make sure I have no lumps or anything in them. Welcome to everybody coming in. Good to see those that are coming in here, and welcome. I wasn't sure what I was going to make today. I had several recipes in mind, but I wanted to use my bananas that are trying to get too ripe. I want to get them used up. So this took just enough. I ate the other one. It had 6 left, and I ate 1. So, and I took the other 5 bananas I put in here. So, the other bananas I have now are brand new that I just bought yesterday. Because bananas have a tendency to ripen up fast in this kind of weather. Not every day, but pretty much. I'm on several times a week now. So you just have to watch for when you get the notification. Okay, now I'm going to put in 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And this is the non-alcoholic vanilla. Lid on that quick so it doesn't spill. 2 tablespoons of non-dairy milk. Let me go get my milk out. I use almond milk, the unsweetened. Sorry about that. I didn't have it out to begin with. I should have. I'll put this right back. Then 3/4 cup of coconut sugar or brown sugar. I'll go get my coconut sugar because I have some of that, but go get that. Sorry about that. So 2 tablespoons. I'll rinse this off. Yeah, rinse this off and dry it, and I'll put that. Welcome to everybody coming in. And this is organic coconut palm sugar. That works just perfectly. Okay. And that was a 3/4 cup, and I put 2 tablespoons. Well, I'll go back and I'll remeasure that. It was 3/4 cup. I thought I did something wrong there. Well, I guess I'll get it right. It doesn't matter. I put 2 tablespoons in. I'll just add a little bit of extra to this. Sorry about that. What I did is I went and looked back at the non-dairy milk, and instead of jumping down to the coconut sugar, I thought 2 tablespoons of sugar. That isn't very darn much in here, you know. Well, we all make mistakes, so we don't look at the recipe like we should. This is a little lumped up, but it's going to get mixed in here. And they suggest using spoons to get this out versus trying to dump it in a measured cup. It makes too much of a mess. I make too much of a mess as it is trying to do it this way, but I'm going to do the best I can. And well, see, I dumped some on the cupboard, but I'll clean it up, so it's no big deal. At least it's better than on the floor. These measuring cups, if you haven't seen them before, I know most of you have, they're from Pampered Chef. I think what I might do is just move it back just a little bit because I'm cutting my head off. Then you can see it a little bit better. There we go. All right, now I'm going to dump this in here. Okay. It's real easy to get yourself pinched, which I about did. Okay. Okay, and I have to have a quarter cup of coconut oil. And I was supposed to melt this ahead of time, and I didn't see that, so I'm going to go ahead and measure it out, and then I'll melt it in the microwave real quick in a glass dish. Quarter, and this is what I use, organic coconut oil. I always get the refined, because the unrefined is where they take all the unrefined. They don't take the coconut smell or coconut taste out. With refined, they kind of take that out. I believe that's how it is. I may have it backwards, but God did make the animals, but He did not. Yes, they were made for food at the very beginning, but we're not supposed to eat them right now. Not the animals. Let me tell you this. Those animals have a life. Those animals have a life. They have a family, and we're just stripping them of their families by taking them to market and slaughtering them. They're not meant to be eaten. And the animals are diseased. We're not to be meant to. We are to be plant-based. God also put the fruits and the vegetables in the garden, did He not? He also put them in the garden for people to eat. He told Adam and Eve they could eat of every tree of the garden except the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Nope, it's not it's something I made up. Absolutely not. Nope. If you are going to be contradictory and you're going to be derogatory to my Periscope, then I think you better leave, because I will block you otherwise. Because I don't tolerate people coming in here and degrading what I'm saying. I don't tolerate that at all. And I'll have moderators in here and they'll block you, because I don't tolerate that. That's not very nice. Because it's the way you're asking them. It's the way you're asking them. It's all right to be inquisitive, but don't be so crass when you ask it either. It's not right. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this in the microwave and for about 30 seconds or so to melt it. Okay, trying to get that melted. Sorry if I came off harsh, but I don't like it when people think that I'm making things up. Because the Bible, if you get into the Bible and you read the Word of God, it's going to tell you exactly what you're supposed to do and what you're not supposed to do. You're supposed to eat the plants and the trees of the... I get it from the Bible. God said, God made everything good, of course, but the animals were not to be eaten. I don't make anything up. I'm sorry. If you think I'm making up... yes, it does. You can go ahead and eat meat if you want to and see what happens to you in the end. I'm a health reformer. I'm doing what God asked me to do. He has asked me not to eat the meat, so therefore I'm not going to eat it. This is not a religious scope right now. I cannot give you scripture right now, and I will not do it. This is a cooking scope. So if you're going to continue to ask those questions, then you better leave. Come into a religious scope when I'm there. Okay, now I've got to mix all this together because you're getting me confused at what I'm doing here. Okay. Okay, I'm going to mix this until it's fully combined. And I think you can see what I'm doing here. And I've already got my bread pan already done. And it's going to take 45 to 60 minutes to bake, it says. But I'm hoping it'll be done on the 45-minute side. I'll set it for 45 minutes to start with once I get everything in there. Going to have a little bit of lumps, but I think I can work those out when I mix it in together with my dry ingredients. Oh, you're following your fingers. Oh, okay. No problem. Yeah, let's put it this way. Vegan is for everybody, but I'm not making everybody become vegan because a lot of people don't want to be. I feel it's best for me because I'm a lot healthier this way. I find that I sleep a lot better, and I can have more energy I feel so much better. Okay, gently fold in. Okay. Okay, then I fold this into the wet ingredients. All right. Oh, you've missed me. Well, I don't come on here every day. I try to come on as much as possible. I don't always come in on Fridays because Fridays is a hectic day for most people. I don't do a lot of cooking on Friday for Sabbath because we have potlucks, but I don't fix for everyone, which I did for last Sabbath. But this is for me alone, so I'm not fixing for no potluck or anything. But Fridays, if I can find something to cook, I come in on Fridays. Otherwise, I won't come in on Fridays. You know, I try to come in maybe 2-3 days a week, just depends. You know, I try to come in as much as I can. I think you're still cutting my head off a little bit. Let me move back a little bit more. Still look like I'm cutting my head off. Well, I guess that's all I can do. I can't do much better. Because that's right, because the thing's tilted down. It looks like my head's cut off because it's tilted down. I'll raise it up as soon as I get this in the oven. But I'm putting this all together, and then I'm going to put it into the. Then I'm going to fold in. Oh, I've got to get my chocolate chips. I forgot about that. And I don't use actual chocolate chips. I use carob. So I'm going to get this all mixed together, and then I'm going to get my carob chips out. See how much I need of those. 1/4 cup. No, wait a minute. 1/2 cup. Okay. I won't go get my carob chips. And these I got from Amazon. These are Hoosier Hill Farms. If carob is a natural product, it's better than chocolate. You don't want to eat chocolate. Chocolate has got caffeine in it, and caffeine is a stimulant. I think I'm gonna block you. I'm tired of it. I don't need somebody in there. I don't need somebody in there being nonsensical. It's not nonsense. It's not nonsense. I just block it. I don't have no time for that kind of person. I have no time for them. If you see something, if you see somebody that's contradictory or something that you don't like, then just go ahead and block them or whatever. Okay, 1/2 cup. All right, put in, gently fold, and I'm going to fold in the chocolate chips, 1/2 cup. And then I'm going to put more on top when I get that done. Okay. Welcome to everybody coming in. I know I don't have very many in here right now. Hopefully more will come in as I go on. Well, don't think that guy can follow me anymore. If he's the one that followed me for years, well, then he can't follow me now because I blocked him. So he's done for. So I don't need that kind of person in here, you know. You're going to get people like that are derogatory, that like to make fun, you know. I suppose I should that's hard to say. It really is, because I like a lot of things. So far, I think my favorite was when I made the, what was it? Was my carob peanut butter pie? I think it was my, oh, and also my, I make fudge, which I made last Friday to take to the church fellowship meal, which is made of 1 cup of carob chips, a cup of peanut butter, and 3/4 cups of maple syrup. It was to die for. It's really good. Oh, this is from Pampered Chef. This is the solid side. This is the liquid side, which makes it very handy because you got 1 measuring cup for everything. You just, and when I want the solid side, I just measure it. Like, say if I want a 1/2 cup, I just take it down to the 1/2 cup measure, as you can see, put in what I have, and then do it like, and then have to get it out. And then when I want a cup measure, all I do is pour it up to this line on here. If it's less than a cup, then if it's a 1/2, then I just go to here. And it's simple. Those are from Pampered Chef. They have that size. They have the 2 cup size. Yeah, this size is what I was using, and a very small one, ounce sizes. I haven't used the ounce one yet, but I've got them all just the same. Okay, now I'm going to put this. And then I'm going to put more chips on top. As soon as I get this in here. I have never made bread with bananas and chocolate. This is going to be a unique recipe. They say a good cook always tastes her food. Well, I taste it by accident when I make messes. Let me wash my hands real quick. Sorry about that. Better than chocolate, actually. Much better than chocolate. It's healthier for you. It's from the carob plant. It's much healthier than eating your chocolate, because your chocolate's got caffeine in it. This does not. This is vegan. This is a vegan style chocolate. Now I'm going to put more carob chips on top, and then I'm going to put this in the oven. And I'm going to set it for 45 to start with. We'll see how far it can go. I'm going to test it at 45 minutes to see if it's done. If it's not, I'll have to add. Check it every 5 minute intervals. You know. So, okay, I'll put this in there, and then I'll fix the tripod back up. Okay. All right, let me go ahead and set my timer real quick. Oh, sorry. Sorry for my arm being and my head being in the way, but I got to set this. Yeah, I'm going to set it for 45 to start with. Oh, hi. Good to see you. Welcome. Hi, Alexis. You just came on as I just got it into the oven. And you could even make it, even though you could use cocoa powder. That's what it says to use. And I used the carob powder because I don't use cocoa powder. You think I don't know what I'm doing? Why do you say that? That wasn't a very nice thing to say. If you're coming in here just to be derogatory, then I think you better leave, because I have no problem blocking you, because there's people in here that appreciate what I'm doing, and they're not going to stand for you doing stuff like that. That's not very nice. You wouldn't want somebody to do it to you. 50 minutes minimum? Yeah, probably. Maybe I can put it up for another, okay. I'll put it up to 50. There we go. Now, I just set it, yeah, we only go down a minute, so I'll set it up to 50. So, there you go. I am not new. I am not new. You can't teach me anything. You cannot teach me. The only one that I'm going to listen to would be Alexis. She's done a lot longer than I have. And there are people that come in here and they appreciate my cooking and they say that I'm awesome, that I do a good job. Then I got somebody come in here just the opposite, says I don't know what I'm doing. Well, those kind of people, I don't need that kind of person in here. You know, that's being very, very derogatory and very upsetting. You know, they're not very nice. You know, I wouldn't go into somebody else's Periscope and do that to them, but yet I get it done to me. I don't know why that is. Yeah, they do. And the thing of it is, I am trying my best, but for people to say, well, you don't know what you're doing, you know, it does, yeah, I have to ignore it. But you know, it does hurt to see that, because I am doing my best. And, oh, okay. That, when they tell me I'm using the wrong equipment, I gotta block them. Yeah, misery loves company. Oh, I guess so. They are. I'm just gonna keep blocking them. And if you see something that's abusive and I don't catch it right away, go ahead and report them for abuse. I'm gonna block them whenever I see them, because I don't need that stuff. And I know Alexis probably got quite a few in hers this morning. I watched a little bit of your Periscope this morning, Alexis. I see you had a lot in there again. But you know, the trolls, yeah, they're a little annoying. Okay, this one's gone. Goodbye. Goodbye. There. That, I don't need somebody like that. Oh, well, you'll have to look at the title. I just got it in the oven, but it's a vegan chocolate banana bread. Oh, you went back and blocked 4 in yours, Alexis? I can, well, I can imagine. Oh, thank you so much. I know there's many more people in here that love me than those that don't. And the ones that come in here and criticize, I don't need that kind of criticism. If all they're doing is coming in here to criticize and saying I'm using the wrong equipment, then they can leave. Yeah, it is. And I don't use actual chocolate. I use carob powder, which is a natural from the natural plant. And I put coconut sugar in. Now this is organic. If you've never tried this, I would suggest you try this. Coconut palm sugar. I got this at Walmart. It's also organic. Well, I haven't been. This is not my first time cooking. I've been doing cooking scopes for quite a while now. I don't do as many as Alexis does because she's been doing it a lot longer than I have. But I do them. I look 20. Well, that is a real compliment. I'm 70, but that's a real compliment. I wish I were 20 again. Now, what's the best sugar to eat? Well, stay away from your refined sugar. I use coconut sugar. Most of the time, I use cane sugar, which is 100% pure cane sugar. I like that as well. On these two, basically, cane sugar or coconut sugar. Refined sugar, you want to stay away from that. That's not good to eat. You didn't like it? You didn't like the taste of it, Alexis? Huh? Yeah, no refined. You know, it's probably an acquired taste, Alexis. No, this is not my first time cooking. Yeah, you're right. You're right. They absolutely do. I won't give them any more attention. I'm just going to ignore that one that keeps saying I'm inexperienced and this and that. That's my first time cooking. That person's the only first time in my Periscope has not been in here before. Would know. I come in here almost every day of the week. I come in maybe Tuesday, Wednesdays, or Thursdays, or Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, or whatever. And when they tell me I'm lying, that's when they're gone. Yeah, well, that person said I don't have to lie. They call me a liar. Well, when they call me a liar, that's just when they're gone, you know. As I was saying before, bots, you know, they'd be annoying when they start, copying comments because they're not really doing anything but just copying comments. I mean, that's annoying enough. But to have trolls come in here and say what they're saying to me, and Alexis has got a stalker. I mean, I had one at one time, too. A stalker a while back. And believe me, I didn't know how to get rid of the dude. Come to find out, I couldn't even block him through Periscope because he's another one of those that he only came in through Twitter. Well, I finally got him blocked. Yeah, he sure did, Alexis. He sure did. Oh, you're getting a cold? Yeah. You know, we're going to get into the colder months of the... And this is funny. I wake up in the morning and it's a little cold in my house, so I put the furnace on to kind of warm it up a little bit. But by the time it gets warm enough outside, I turn it off. Then I don't have it on till the next morning. We've been getting in the 70s during the day, but during the morning time, we're getting down in the 30s or low 40s by morning. So it's really cold. But now it's nice and pleasant. We're getting, I think, 74 or 75 today. So I really don't mind this warmer weather. I don't remember October being this warm. Well, I've been cooking a lot longer. You probably haven't seen me very. Oh, there's another one. Very inexperienced. Oh my goodness. I'm 70 years old. I've been cooking for years. I just haven't come in here and cooked that much. How can people say that? I am 70 years old. I have been cooking since the age of 18 when I was put into my dad's kitchen after I went to live with him after I graduated from high school. I went to live with my dad. He says, the kitchen's all yours. I had to learn on my own. He didn't show me anything. I had to learn by doing. Okay, well, that's fine. You don't have to be impressed because you're gone anyway. Goodbye. He doesn't have to come in here. If he's not impressed with me, he doesn't have to come back in. Yeah, I know. You know, if that troll is not impressed with me, then goodbye. He doesn't have to be impressed. He doesn't have to be impressed. I'm not impressed with him either. Oh, you want to stop me but for my food. Well, I'll tell you what. I keep getting those crazy bots, and If you people that Periscope, you need to do this every day. You need to go into your profile and check to see who's trying to follow you. I get bots trying to follow me every day. And you could tell they're a bot not only by their picture, which is atrocious, they're gross, but their name. It's not a common name. It sounds like somebody took a bunch of letters of the alphabet and made up a name is what they did. And I have to do it every day. I just did that before I came in here. I saw one was following me. I said, nope, I'm blocking that person. Oh, that's exactly what they are. They're more like sex bots. That's all they are. I don't know. They did it one time. It was maybe it was a year ago now. I don't know how long ago. It was quite a while ago that they did something and they got rid of all the bots because I lost quite a few followers. Something like maybe 100, 200 or whatever, which wasn't many. But boy, if I tell you if they start doing it now, I'd lose quite a few because most of the people I got blocked are bots. It's absolutely terrible. You know, I've got something like 2,600 followers, but I've got a lot more people that I blocked because of their bots. I just wish that they could do something about them. But, you know, the people that are creating these bots, they're the ones that need help because they're doing it just to get under our skin, I guess. They release those bots. Why they're doing it, I guess they have nothing better to do. So they'll create a bot, and they'll send them to everybody's Periscope they possibly can, and they'll start repeating comments. Well, the only proof I can give to you is I was born in 1948. That's the only proof I have to give to you. You know, I'll be 71 in January 22nd. I'm not lying about that. I'm 70 years old. I wish I weren't. Oh, that's okay. Hi, good to see you. Welcome to Periscope for the very first time. You know, some days I feel 20 or feel younger than 70, and some days I don't. I feel a lot older some days than I do other days. You know, that's the way it goes. You know, it just depends on how the day is going and you know, how my day's getting started and stuff, you know, and how things are going for me, you know. But, you know, people keep telling me they look like I'm aging backwards. Well, I'll tell you, being on this plant-based journey as I've been on has really helped because I have lost over 50 pounds. And I didn't put it on overnight, and I'm certainly not going to get it off overnight. But somebody a while back on my Periscope told me, last week I think it was, said that I look like I'm aging backwards. And that, to me, that's a compliment because I would rather age backwards than go forward. Although we know that time does not stand still. It stands still for no man. You're going to keep going forward. No, I'm not going to get another permanent. I know I had one in January, but I don't think I'm going to get another one. They're too hard to take care of. You can only use certain shampoo with it. I think I'm just going to keep my hair short. Right now it's kind of sticking up. Sorry about that. I'm just gonna keep it short, and you know that's all I'm going to do. I'm not gonna get another one. I only get them every few years anyway, so because they can ruin your hair. They're not good for your hair. So, but anyway, I like the fact that I can come in here and share with you what I know on the recipes that I've found, because these recipes are unique. You know, I have never seen any at Walmart. I've only seen them on people having them on Periscope and when they showed what the jackfruit was. I've never seen them. I have no idea. And if Walmart ever gets them, I'll tell you. But I know they're humongous things. I really don't know what you use them for. I have no recipe or anything for them. I don't even know if I'd like the flavor of them, to tell you the truth. You know, I don't even know where jackfruits come from. If somebody could tell me that, I would know, because I don't even know. Is it here in the United States? Is it grown here in the United States, or is it grown in another country? I'm thinking another country, but what do I know? Oh, Asia? That sounds about right. Probably. Yeah, probably. They would probably grow stuff like that. I had never heard of it until somebody on Periscope had mentioned it. And I said, I have never heard of jackfruit, and let alone seeing it. Probably does, yes. Since I've never had it. I'm not saying I wouldn't be willing to try it, but I would hope that if I tried it, I'd like it. You know, there aren't very many things, like I said, that I don't like. I mentioned them yesterday, what I don't like. There's most fruits I like, but But the vegetables, most vegetables I like too. There's a very exception. It's hard to get a grasp on a lot of the taste of some of this because an acquired taste on a lot of it. For the longest time, I didn't like asparagus, but I learned to like it because it's got a different taste. Hi, Ann, good to see you. Welcome. It's got a different taste, but I love asparagus. And zucchini. Up until recently, I'd never had zucchini before. And my daughter-in-law, she said, really? She said, you never had zucchini? She says, I use zucchini all the time, and I love it. Oh, cabbage fried. Oh, man. I just eat a lot of coleslaw. You know, I haven't been eating much of that anymore either. If I buy cabbage or something, it's to put into maybe a soup or a stew or something like that. But I haven't made coleslaw in a long time. I haven't made a salad in a long time either. I've been hungry for other stuff, now that it's getting colder outside, and we're going to get colder. We're going to starting this next week. I'm going to start fixing more soups because I do have a Vitamix right here. You can't see it right now because I haven't got it facing it, but I do have a Vitamix that I make my soup into, and it's very good. I'm in Oregon right now. I live in Eugene, Oregon. I was born and raised in Indiana, Allen County, Indiana. And I lived there in Indiana until I think it was, I got married in 1972 or 70. I got married in 1970. Oh, you do? I got married in 1970. We all moved, I think it was 87, I believe it was. I think 87 or 88, we moved to Hawaii. And we lived there for a year and a half. Boy, and I tell you, living there was a lot different than being over in the mainland. Prices of things there are really high. So we came back, and then we bought a place. Oh, a Seventh-day Adventist friend? Cool. Well, that's why I'm a Seventh-day Adventist. Now, after we came back from Hawaii, we moved to Oregon, and lived in Oregon for a while. Oh, you did a conference in Hawaii. Oh, wonderful. Oh, nice. Anyway, we came back and we moved to Oregon. We sold our house in Hawaii and moved to Oregon. Lived there until, I think it was 93. I think it was something like, or maybe it was 91. I can't remember exactly. But we moved to Vancouver where he's at right now. And then, I think maybe it was 94. 94 when we moved to Vancouver. Because I was there from 94 in Vancouver till 2006 when he asked me for a divorce. And then I came up here. Where did I live in Hawaii? Lived on Oahu, in Hawaii Kai, if you know where that's off. Where that's at, you go down the Kalanianiole Highway. Say that 10 times in a row. Anyway, I used to take the bus every day because I worked at Liberty House when I worked there, and my husband at the time, he worked at can't remember where he was a maintenance man. Oh, I know where he worked now. He worked at the Ala Moana Hotel. That's where he worked. He was in maintenance, and I worked at Liberty House, and we'd take the bus every day, and I got a bug flying around, and we'd take the bus every day. We took about an hour to get there. Yeah, it is. Kalanianiole. I was surprised I could even say it the first time. Try to spell it. There's a lot of letters in it to spell, because they only use certain letters of the alphabet. They don't use very many letters of the alphabet. K's and A's and L's and I's and O's and N's and I think J's or something like that. Try to pronounce their fish. I've tried to pronounce that Hawaiian fish, and I can't pronounce it at all. I mean, it's long. I just call the fish a mahi-mahi. That's all I call it. Kauai is a beautiful island. My husband and I, when we were still married, went to, when we first visited Hawaii, before we moved there, we were looking for places to buy a home. So we went over on the island of Kauai to look at homes. We never really found anything there we liked, but it's considered the Garden Isle. It's beautiful over there. I love it. Just beautiful. But then we came back to Waikiki, and the house that we eventually bought came up for sale, so then we bought it. And we lived, like I said, we lived in Hawaii Kai. Didn't live very far from, I think it's Sand Island. And the problem of it is, we are white, and you have a lot of, you know, Hawaiians there, which you're going to have, of course. And the thing of it was, we were considered haoles. We were considered outcasts. So my son and daughter would go to Sand Island. They'd go to the beach to swim, and the Hawaiians would get mad and say, "You don't belong here. Get out of here." You know. So my son wanted to leave Hawaii as soon as he could, because he got tired of being discriminated at and told that not to be there. And they had every right there as anybody else, because we lived close to Sand Island. But no, they didn't like the fact we were there. You know, like I said, we lived in Hawaii a year and a half. Too expensive to live there. It's really expensive. I mean, you have to almost be a multimillionaire to afford anything there. Their milk was about $5-6 a gallon or something like that, because everything that they have there has to be shipped in. The only thing that was decent was the pineapple. Of course, it's grown there, so that was the only thing. But anyway, oh, poi, I never did have poi. I never did have it. Mahi, I think I might have had mahi, but I never had poi. But, hi, good to see you. Welcome. But like I said, everything there is very, very expensive. Just too expensive for me. Yeah, oh, you did and you won't again. Well, you know something? I loved Hawaii. I wish things could have been better there. I wish that we could have survived there, but it was just too hard to make a living there, so that's why we left there. I mean, I wouldn't mind visiting again sometime, but to live there, no, I don't think I'd do that. I loved the place. It was beautiful. Oh, you won't eat poi? Oh, yeah, I know that's what I thought that's what you meant. Yeah, I don't think I would eat mahi either, you know. But like I said, I wouldn't want to go there to live. Maybe visit, yes, but I wouldn't want to go there to live because it's very expensive. You can't really afford it. Like I said, you got to be a millionaire. Yeah, that's why I don't eat fish, because you know why? The rivers and the oceans are polluted with mercury, and your fish would have that mercury in them. That's why we don't eat it. So I don't, mahi, yeah, mahi. I wouldn't want that either, you know. But a lot of things that they had over there took me a long time to get used to, which I still didn't, and that's curry. We had a lot of curry at our fellowship meals after church on Sabbath. And oh my goodness, that curry is so spicy. I don't like real spicy stuff. Oh my, it took me a while. I turned a lot of it down because I just couldn't eat it, you know. I'm not one for a lot of spicy stuff anyway. I like stuff on the mild side. It's hard to get used to real spicy stuff. Let me see how much longer this has got. Oh, it's got 29 minutes, so it hasn't got very long to go. So it takes me a while. I just don't care for spicy stuff. Nah, you're right. You certainly wouldn't make it on a fast over there. Absolutely not. Oh my goodness, no, you wouldn't. If you remember the old TV show Magnum PI with Tom Selleck, we used to drive past the house that was used for filming of Magnum PI every Sabbath when we went to church in Waimanalo. We used to drive past that house, and as I understand it now, my daughter was doing some research. They have since torn it down. So that's a shame. They tore that house down. I think somebody bought it. They sold it, and then somebody bought it, and they had it torn down. What they're planning on doing there, I don't know, on the land, but they tore it down. You know, and I guess that car that they used in the Magnum PI series is on the new Magnum PI now. That red car that Tom Selleck drove. But you know, but I can't believe that they tore that house down. It's really something, you know. That was a beautiful home from the outside. We never did get to take a tour of it. Not at all. Never had a tour of it. But we just drove past it. And it was kind of, you know, kind of hidden behind bushes and trees. You could just barely see a little bit of it. But we'd go past it every Saturday, so we knew exactly where it was at. You know, you can't pronounce the streets, some of the streets there either, because they're all Hawaiian names. You know, you had a street in Waikiki called King Street. They had very few English streets. Most of them were all Hawaiian names, and I couldn't pronounce half of them, you know. But it was a beautiful place over there in Hawaii. But the cost of living, oh my goodness. If you never lived there, I don't suggest you go and live there because you couldn't afford to be there very long. Yes, yes, I love it too. I don't watch it that much because I probably shouldn't, but I do like him in Blue Bloods. Yes, but he's 72 years old and he looks still real good. Thank you for those coming in and welcome. Yes, he looks like he hasn't aged a day. But anyway, I loved Hawaii, but I just wouldn't want to live there anymore. You know, I wouldn't want to live there. I mean, I enjoyed it when I was there, but with the cost of living, and the thing of it is, it never rained. Well, it rained on the Big Island, and I think it rained on Kauai, because that's a garden isle. But on Oahu, it didn't rain, so we would have to, tried to plant a garden in the backyard where we lived, and had to keep watering it. That got to be a chore. No, he sure didn't. I couldn't believe that when I did a search on one day, and I was curious. So I Googled how old he was, and it said he was 72. I thought, oh my goodness. He's older. He's 2 years older than I am, but he doesn't look bad at all. He looks very, very good. No gray hair unless he darkens it. Now he may, because in Blue Bloods he doesn't have gray hair at all. You know, but you know, living in different areas, like I said, I was born and raised in Indiana, moved to Hawaii, been to Washington State. Now I'm in Oregon. Oh, yeah, the mangoes. They were good. Oh, yeah, they are expensive. They're very good. I've never had Tai Chi. Not now. Not in this bread. I don't have garlic. I wouldn't put garlic in the bread. It doesn't call for that. But I do use garlic, yes. I use garlic a lot. Garlic is a good flavor enhancer. I love garlic. But there again, garlic can be overpowering. You don't want to use too much because it can be overpowering to your food. Like I put ginger, what I made yesterday, in the thing I made yesterday. You got to be very careful how much ginger you use. Yes, I am. I have been a vegan over a year now. I don't know exactly when I became vegan. I can't recall. But before I was vegan, I ate the meat. I drank the milk. I ate the cheese. I ate eggs maybe 2-3 times a week. I gave it all up. But I'll tell you this. It was not easy. If you've never done it before, try it and you'll see what I mean. It's not easy, but I told myself, I've got to keep. I am rude. Oh my, people tell me I'm rude. Well, that is rude too. You calling me telling me I'm rude? I think it's time for you to go. Bye-bye. Wow, telling me I'm rude. I don't know what I'm rude for. Oh my goodness. Gee whiz, I'm trying to talk and I'm rude. Oh, you get all kinds of people in here, you know. Yeah, I have to keep blocking the trolls. And I can see that there's trolls and bots coming in by their names. Oh, see, there's the bot. Bot had to copy it. Why copy that one? Oh my goodness, you have to copy the wrong. I don't mind copying the good comments, but that was a bad comments for them to even copy. Oh my goodness. And I don't know what I was rude about anyway. I have no idea. I wasn't trying to be rude. I was just trying to explain myself, and people took it the wrong way. But like I said, the way I'm eating is the way that I think that God wants me to go. And like when I first got on this plant-based journey, it was very, very hard to walk away from the meat, to walk away from the cheese, to walk away from the dairy milk, because I was so used to having it. Not every day, but I had it enough. And finally I decided, no, I'm going to have to walk away from it. I cannot and will not eat it and drink it because it's not good for me. I'm going to take put my cooling rack out. I decided I'm not going to go and I'll try to undo what I've done, you know, because it would just ruin everything. However, when I go to visit my daughter next summer, she said, well, Mom, what am I going to fix? Because she eats meat. And she said, well, if you want to eat your vegan stuff, you're going to have to buy your own food. Well, I'll have to do that. It's either that or be forced to eat some of the meat. But I know one thing, if I eat the meat when I go to her house, I come home, I'm not going to ever want to eat the meat again. I mean, I don't want to eat it in the first place, but I'm not going to force her to stop fixing meat because that's the way she does. You know, she's not vegan. My son's not vegan. He eats a lot of cheese. You know, he knows he shouldn't, but he does anyway. You know, and I'm not going to tell him that, you know, to get rid of it, you know, but it's up to everybody's discretion. You have to choose for yourself the best way to go. I am vegan because it's best for me. I want to do what God really wants me to do. He doesn't want me to eat the meat. He doesn't want me to get sick, because people don't realize they are sick because of the way they're eating. A lot of people are eating the wrong foods and are getting sick. Oh, you were? Good, good. I hope you found something. Well, you can say we're health reformers. I don't eat meat. I don't eat cheese. I don't drink the dairy milk. And I don't eat eggs. I don't eat the meat. I don't eat anything with the face. So I say because I'm a plant-based. Oh, do they really? Thank you for helping me. I know most of the recipes that I have been doing lately, with the exception of the last couple, yesterday and today, were got on Pinterest. Most of them I have been doing have been on allrecipes.com. I go in there and I just look up vegan recipes because they have a menu, and I search for vegan recipes, and just page after page after page. Of course, I'm not going to fix everything I see on that page because some of the stuff I wouldn't like. But, oh, good. I'm going to have to check that out. Thank you for posting that. We don't really talk too much. We don't really delve into the clothes ask. We just don't wear stripes and plaids together and things like that. You could say I'm a health reformer. Let's put it that way. When I say I'm vegan, that opens up a whole can of worms because they say I wear the wrong clothes too. Yeah, I guess you could say we're plant-based eater, health reformer, plant-based eater instead of vegan. That sounds better because people, yes, I'll say that because people say that you shouldn't be vegan and eat honey, which I do, very little of it, but I do eat honey. You know, that's up to everybody's discretion. So I am a plant-based eater. I'm a health reformer. I like to be called a health reformer more than anything because that's what I am. I do what God wants me to do. Like I said, it is for everybody, but not everybody chooses that route. There's a lot of people that choose not to be a vegan or a health reformer or plant-based eater. That's fine. They might in time, if they can see what harm it's doing them. Wonderful. Yes, you know, if you're going to follow God's counsel, and even follow, oh, thank you. We follow the counsels of Ellen G. White, who wrote many, many books, and Ministry of Healing, Steps to Christ, Desire of Ages, things like that. We follow her counsels on health. She's got a book, Diets on Counsels on Health, something like that. And she has a lot of counsel in there on how you should eat. Oh, you are SDA. Oh, I didn't know if you were. Thank you. I'm glad you are. But yes, she's given us a lot of good counsel. Unfortunately, a lot of people won't follow her counsel. You know, they won't follow it at all. But we need to. You know, people don't understand. They're getting sick because of what they're eating. They are putting the wrong things into their bodies. They're putting harmful chemicals in their body. If you start looking at the things that you buy on the shelves in the store, whether you buy them or not, pick something up and look at it. And look and see how many ingredients it has. Most times, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be able to pronounce those chemicals in there. You don't know where they came from. Yes, she is SDA. Yes, she is. If you look at the ingredients on the labels, there are so many chemicals in there that you can't pronounce half of them. And I always say, there you are, Erlene. You'll have to go back and watch the replay because I've got my bread in the oven. I'm baking right now. If you look at the ingredients on the list on your products you buy, There's a lot of chemicals. Good to see you, sis. I was wondering if you come in, and I know you're getting close to Sabbath, so happy Sabbath. That if you look at the ingredients, you'll see how many chemicals there are. Those chemicals are so harmful to your system. So very, very harmful. You just, and people are getting sick because of what they're putting in their bodies. I figured as much. I figured you were running around as usual. Well, you didn't miss much, except I've been blocking a lot of trolls, blocking a lot of bots. I had some trolls in here, Earlene, that said I didn't even know what I was doing. They said, well, I've watched you before, and I'm not impressed with the way you cook. So I blocked them. Yeah, they're very, very rude and crude, very nasty, you know. And somebody said, well, you must be brand new. You don't know what you're doing. You're using the wrong equipment. As if I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, my goodness. That person probably didn't know what they were doing either, you know. You get those kind of people, though. Thank you for inviting followers, Earlene. I got to block this bot. This bot copied you. Well, they love to copy people. They're annoying enough, but there we go. I'm trying to get rid of the bots and the trolls. I wish that Periscope would do something about them. The bots don't bother me as much as the trolls do. The trolls are, oh my goodness. The trolls are terrible. I follow this one called Breaking News. He's Periscope. He scopes all the breaking news, whether there's a police chase, a structure fire. This morning it happened to be a man that had climbed a cell tower in Hialeah, Florida. Well, people were coming in there and saying, shoot him down or let him jump or whatever. I had to mark them for abuse. I thought that's absolutely terrible. People were very mean in there this morning, and that's the way those trolls are. You know something? They don't have a life. They're miserable. So they want to make everybody else miserable too. So they're going to say derogatory things so that you're miserable just like they are. And I don't choose to be miserable. I don't know if he jumped or not. They took the scope off. When he was still up on the tower, he was laying down on the very top. So to this time, right now, I do not know if they got him down. The police were going to climb up after him, as I understand it. But we never saw that part of it. So if they did, that was not scoped. Because he does the live feeds. I don't know where he gets the live feeds from. But he happened to be scoping the guy. And several times he scoped this guy up there. He kept climbing higher and higher and higher. And we thought, don't go all the way to the top. And the next thing we knew, he was clear up at the very top. We don't know if he's suicidal or what he was. And I felt really bad for his family. I thought, well, somebody was saying that they heard that he had mental issues because they were keeping in touch with the family. So that's sad. So you don't know what his problem was besides that. Maybe he just was depressed and he wanted to end it all. So whether he got down by police getting him down, he jumped and lost his life, I have no idea. I'm hoping it was not the latter. I would hate to see that happen, somebody jumping like that and lose their life, you know. But it was something to watch this guy climb up that cell tower. My goodness, they're very high. I do too. I hope he's okay, but I don't know. We don't, like I said, it was shut up before he, oh, thank you. Thank you for saying so. I try. I'm not perfect, but I sure do try. And thank you for saying so. So I'll tell you, some recipes I've made, and Nerlene can attest to that some she's made too, don't turn out the way they're supposed to, and they don't taste that good either. I've made a few recipes that I wish I hadn't even made them at all. But if I hadn't made them, I wouldn't know whether they're good or not. Because everything is trial and error when you first start out. And if you've never made it before, which is a lot of the recipes like this one I've never made before, the one from yesterday I've never made before, my brownies I've never made before. If you haven't made them before, you don't know how they're going to turn out. Sometimes they turn out pretty good the first time, and sometimes they don't. And I know I made a banana bread a while back. I think the bananas were too ripe, and it did not taste good, so I had to throw it out. Now the bananas were just fine because they were a little spotted on the peeling, and that's where they were supposed to be. I ate one that was left, and it was still good. So I know they weren't too bad. But man, that banana bread, I don't know what was wrong. If I forgot an ingredient, which I looked over my recipe, and I said, no, I didn't forget an ingredient. I just think I got them too ripe. They're supposed to be overripe, but I think they were too overly ripe. So next time I remember not to do that. Either that or take some ripe ones I put in the freezer. Because I can do that too. You take bananas that are starting to get too ripe, peel them, cut them up, and put them in the freezer. And just thaw them out before you're ready to use them. They're good that way too, because bananas don't keep, especially in the summertime. I had the hardest time in trying to get bananas to keep. I pick them, or I bring them home grass green. Wouldn't take them very long to get overly ripe. You know, if you didn't use them, they were goners. But I've always been able to find recipes to put them into, so I was able to get them used up that way. And that's what I'm trying to do. Anything that looks like it's ready to go bad or needs to get used, I try to find a recipe for it so I can get it used up. You know, but everything you do is trial and error. You don't know how it's going to turn out unless you try it. I wouldn't know how these recipes would work on me unless I tried them first. I can't say, nah, I can't do that, or I'm not going to like it, unless I try it first to find out. If once I tried it, and if I don't like it, and it didn't turn out, then I don't make it again. Yes, I like pizza, but I only get the vegan pizzas. I will not eat anything that has meat on it. You have your meat pizzas. I don't buy those. I buy vegetable pizzas. You can buy them. They do have them at the stores. You have to be real careful what you get. You know, I buy some. Now, I do like this cheese called Daiya, D-A-I-Y-A. We have a store here called Fred Meyer's that was bought out by Kroger. So, therefore, when I go in there, I can get the Daiya cheese pizza. And that is vegan cheese. You don't want to put your cheddar cheese, your American cheese on there because that's not good for you. I also buy chow cheese, which is a Greek cheese. Those make very good grilled cheese sandwiches because I had some the other day. They're very good. But you got to be careful. You got to watch your labels carefully. I've never had that one early in the cauliflower crust. I'm going to have to try that sometime. I think I've seen you make one with cauliflower crust, right? Because that sounds so yummy. And I do like cauliflower. To a lot of people, cauliflower is an acquired taste. But I love cauliflower. I love cauliflower. I love broccoli. I love Brussels sprouts. Now, there's another thing. A lot of people can't stand Brussels sprouts, but I like them. I love Brussels sprouts. Oh, you buy them now? Oh, good. Are they at Kroger's? The crust, the cauliflower crust, do they have those at Kroger's? Because if they do, I'm going to start going there and buying some. Because, oh, good. I'll have to go there. Probably next week sometime I'll go back to Fred Meyer's again. I get there very little. It's not too far from me. But I need to go there and check it out and see what they have, you know. So, but I'm glad you get the cauliflower crust. We need to start eating better, a lot of people. But if people would start eating better, they wouldn't be so sick. That's why the world is so sick, like I said, because people are putting things in their body that are harmful. They don't know any better. They have never been told what they should eat and what they shouldn't eat. You know, they've been raised on a lot of pork probably, ham, beef and chicken, and so they don't know any better. So they have to give it up. They're lost without it. Well, you know something? I thought I was going to be lost without it too, but I'm not. I never did have pork much anyway. Even when I was younger, I had some, but I didn't have very much. But we can't eat it now at all. That's a taboo as far as God's concerned. That's unclean meat completely. You don't want to eat that. But I didn't have much of that, and then when I stopped eating the chicken, stopped eating the beef, and stopped eating the fish, I thought I'd miss it. You know, I really don't. You know, people ask me, well, how do you get your protein? You get your protein in your fruits and vegetables. Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, I know, because they have those luau's. The luau's with the pig on the spits. I know about that. Yeah, they're quite popular there. But people don't understand. If they'd get into the Word of God and they'd read it, they would see for themselves what God says. Do not eat the pig because it chews the cud. Or it has the cloven hoof but does not chew the cud. A cow chews its cud and has the cloven hoof. That's why he considered it clean, although I won't eat it. But you look at a pig, they have the cloven hoof, but they do not chew their cud. That's unclean. You know, people don't understand that. And you know that what they do, they waller around in the mud. They get themselves filthy dirty, waller around in the mud. Now, cows don't do that, waller around in the mud. But pigs will they're just squallers, what they are. And while I'm on here, the subject of pork, take pork chop and put it on your counter, put it in a bowl or something, and take a bottle of Coca-Cola and pour it over that pork chop and see what happens. You know what's going to come out of it? Worms. Trichinosis. It is full of trichinosis. Trichini is what they call it. If you put it in a bowl, it's going to be loaded with worms. Would you want to eat those worms? Because you cannot cook it enough to get rid of them. People think, oh well, I'll cook it on the stove. I'll put it in a skillet or something, and that'll get rid of it. It doesn't. It doesn't kill them. It does not kill them at all. You do research on it. It's trichinosis. Oh, even shell. Yeah. Yep. You're probably right. Shellfish. Let me get this spot. You're probably right. Shellfish. People don't know that. I've told people before, take a pork chop, put it in a bowl and pour Coca-Cola over and see what happens. Worms will come out of it. You can't cook that enough to get rid of those worms. Absolutely not. Just no way. Because your stove doesn't get that hot. When you fry something on the stove, it doesn't get that hot to get rid of them. Yeah, that's right, Earlene. They are scavengers, and we're not allowed to have anything like that. You know, as Chris says, you don't eat anything with a face. And when you stop and think about it, those animals have feelings too. They have families as well. And I don't want to take an animal away from its family and it be put on my dinner table. When I see the meat in the store and I look at it, it makes me cry to realize what that animal went through to be put in the grocery store in the meat counter, and for people to take it home and eat it and fix it and eat it. It really makes me cry. It's so very, very sad. And that video that was on Facebook, I can't remember who posted it, but the one that posted it should have been ashamed of themselves posting that, because that was absolutely disgusting to see a cow being slaughtered. I couldn't even look. I closed my eyes. I can't look. By the time I got done, the cow was throttling about. Oh, that's absolutely terrible. I thought, how and why would somebody want to post something like that? I just couldn't. It was sickening. It disgusted me. It made me cry. I thought, why do people do this? And they don't think anything of it. They'll kill them, and this is for food. Oh, I know what I don't know who they are, Earlene, but I'm about ready to. I should have told them. I says that if people are going to start posting stuff like that, and my friends are going to start posting stuff like that, I'm going to tell them. I says that's irresponsible. That is very irresponsible. People are in there do not want to see that. I love animals. Now I do share animal videos, but they are the funny videos. They're cats and their dogs getting along together, playing together, or maybe a cow and a sheep or something like that. Those are the ones that I share. I will not share stuff like that. And I wouldn't even think of posting something like that. That is totally disgusting. I don't think it should be allowed on Facebook, that the people should be allowed to post something that horrendous. You know, and they'll post things about animals getting beat with whips and ball bats and stuff. I can't stand that either. When I see somebody posting something I like to tell them, why did you post this? This is absolutely ridiculous. What are you trying to prove? Posting the picture of an animal being beat on because and people think it's funny. They think it's real funny. It's sad. It's very, very sad. I'm an animal lover, and I don't like the fact that people abuse animals. Yes, it is. It's horrible. But people abuse animals, and it's absolutely horrible. I could not do that to my dogs. I'm absolutely not. You know, I may get a little frustrated at him, especially when Chewy gets out, but I would never beat on him. You know. I'm just about ready to come out. Let me check and see how much more it's got to go yet. Oh, 4 minutes. It's a chocolate banana bread. It's in there not right now. Oh, thank you for saying so. Let me go get my hot pad so I'll be ready when it comes out. It's only got a few minutes, so I want to be ready. Yeah, you'll be able to see it. I'm not going to be able to cut it right away. I don't think I can even get out of the pan right away, but you'll be able to see what it looks like even in the pan. I'm probably going to try to take it out of the pan and post it on Facebook, maybe a piece cut or something. But I didn't use any cocoa powder. It calls for cocoa powder. I used carob, and I think it's going to have a real good flavor in it. I've had banana bread, but not chocolate banana bread, vegan chocolate banana bread. When I saw that on Pinterest, I thought, hey, now I'm going to make this. There's a couple other recipes I want to make. Yes, I did. Did use flour. There's another recipe I'm going to make next week, and they are, I can't think what they are. I have to look at let me look and see. What I plan on making Monday or Tuesday. They are some cookies. Oh, they're ginger turmeric cookies frosted with vanilla cashew recipe. I plan on making those. Turmeric in it. Can you imagine turmeric in a cookie? Oh man, I'm planning on trying to make those. I would have done that today, but I wanted to get my bananas used up. So I'm going to try to make that one next week. And then I got another recipe that I saw too that I want to make. So I'm trying to find recipes. I enjoy looking for recipes every day because it gives me pleasure. I like coming in here and sharing with you. This gives me pleasure. Oh, that's the recipe. Well, anyway, it's on Pinterest, and I'm finding a lot of things on Pinterest, and I had forgot that Pinterest has a lot of recipes. My daughter uses Pinterest all the time because she cooks for the family, you know, so she'll find a recipe to cook. She's got an Instapot, and she'll find recipes for that and what have you. And then when she mentioned it, I said, oh, that's right, they have a lot of recipes, because I've gotten crocheted patterns off of Pinterest already for baby layettes and things, and I forgot that they have a lot of recipes. So I just went under plant-based foods, and there's a lot of recipes on plant-based foods. However, I'm not going to make everything, and a lot of the recipes you have to tweak them anyway. I would have to tweak it because there may be something in there that I particularly wouldn't put in it, you know, because we don't use apple cider vinegar. We don't use cinnamon, so anything that's got cinnamon in it, we use coriander in place of cinnamon. That's a very good, there's a very good thing to use. Coriander is similar to cinnamon. Doesn't have the same flavor, but it's better for you because cinnamon is not good for you. You have to do your research on it. I'm not sure exactly what is wrong with cinnamon, but you do not want to use cinnamon whatsoever. So if you're using cinnamon in any of your recipes, don't use it. Get some coriander and use that instead. You'll have to do some research on it, but it's not good. It's not good for something. Okay, let's say this. Remember a while back, and it's been quite a while now, they used to do, people would put cinnamon on a spoon and they would take it down, and it seemed like they were doing it for fun or whatever. Oh, that affected them really bad, and it harmed them. So you don't do that. So something like that, said cinnamon's not good, you know, because I remember that it's almost like they were having a test or something to see if they could actually do it. So they put cinnamon on a spoon and just take it down in one gulp. You know, it's not good for you. You know, and the thing of it is, unless you go to a natural doctor, they're not going to tell you that cinnamon's wrong. You know, it's only your naturopathic doctors that are going to tell you what you can have and what you can't have. The doctors that are not natural, they're not going to tell you that you can't have it. They're going to push it on you. They're going to push a lot of things on you that they shouldn't, unfortunately. You know, so you got to be careful. You got to do your research. You got to make sure. Oh, there's done. I'm going to turn this off now, and I'll take it out. You can see what it looks like. I can't cut it yet, but I can take it out. Wow, it really raised. Okay, can you see it okay? I can always put this thing down a little bit if I need to. Put it down just a little. There. Can you see it? There you go. I'm going to pull it. Look, doesn't that look good? Look at that. It raised almost to the very top. Of course, I used aluminum-free baking soda and aluminum-free baking powder. I'm going to leave this thing cool for several minutes. You can see the chocolate chips on top, or the carob chips on top. I'm going to leave this sit for a little bit. Oh, do they? You know, we've got a Whole Foods here where I live. I was only there once to get something to eat because this is when I was still going to bankruptcy court, and the bankruptcy court was right down the street from the Whole Foods. It was because Whole Foods was on the corner, and then I had to go down the street to get to the courthouse, the federal courthouse. So I went there to eat. So I thought, well, I got done. Hi, Jessica. Good to see you. Welcome. I got done eating, so I just started looking around in Whole Foods. I didn't really look at the prices, so I really didn't go through the whole store because I didn't have time because I had to get back. But I do intend to go there. We also have a Trader Joe's. As I understand, they're both pretty high. So I probably would buy really sparingly there. But I know they have a lot of vegan things. They have, you know, a lot of organic. Yeah, I figured they were because they'd be a lot higher than than Walmart or any of the other Winco we have here. The reason I don't go to Whole Foods so much is they're a little bit out of my way, and not to mention that Walmart is starting to get on the bandwagon. And all happy preparation to you too, Jessica. The reason I go to Walmart more than Whole Foods or any place else is because they're getting on the bandwagon, and they are offering a lot more organic foods. Even in the flours are different now. They've got almond flour and they've got coconut flour. Because I bought some of that yesterday, and I think I got tapioca flour. I got that from Amazon. But anyway, they're getting on the bandwagon and get a lot of organic foods, you know, and I'm so glad they are, because I try to buy organic if at all possible. Now, it's not feasible to buy all organic because it can be quite expensive, but if you can buy organic, that's the best way to go. Do what you can, and if you can buy organic and it doesn't cut into your food budget, do it. I have to be very careful because I'm on a fixed income and I've got a budget. I got to budget myself. You know, I'm on my own budget, so I got to budget my money, and I have to set money aside for certain things, and I don't want to overspend. So if I see something organic and I can't afford it, I don't buy it. That's what you know. But it is better for you in the long run. It certainly is. Much better. But as you can see, my bread is done. What I intend to do is let it cool a little bit. And once it gets cooled, I will cut it and I will post it up on Facebook. And I will post the recipe up there because I know, okay, in fact, those that just came in, I can give you the recipe as it is. There's quite a few ingredients in here. First of all, the dry ingredients, you have 1 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. You have a 1/2 cup of cocoa powder, which I use carob. You have 1 1/2 teaspoons of baking powder, which I use aluminum-free. 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, there again, aluminum-free. And a 1/2 cup of chocolate chips, plus extra for topping. And I didn't measure out for the topping, I just put some on there. And the wet ingredients were 5 ripe bananas. You had to mash those. 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, which I used the non-alcoholic. 2 tablespoons of non-dairy milk, which I used almond unsweetened milk for that. 3/4 cup of coconut sugar or brown sugar, and I used the coconut palm sugar, as you can see. This is what I used. And a 1/4 cup of refined coconut oil, melted or neutral oil of choice, which I didn't have. Already have the coconut oil melted, so I had to melt it when I came in here. Oh, you're very welcome, and I'm going to post this up on Facebook. And like I said, as soon as I get this out of the pan, and I can put it on, and it's cool enough to get out of the pan, I'll post it on Facebook and let people see what it really looks like. Maybe I'll cut a piece into it, so because I really wouldn't have to. I'd probably just take it out of the pan and leave it like it is, because I know it's going to be okay. It's going to be good. But I want to thank you all for coming in here, because I've got a few dishes I have to wash again, as usual. So I thank you all for coming in. And if you didn't see here from the very beginning, go back and watch the replay, because I'm sure that you'll want to see how I made it. And those they're in Sabbath, or Sabbath is coming on, I hope your Sabbath is a blessed one. Be waiting for my church scope tomorrow, because I'll be coming on for my church scope tomorrow. And until we meet again, and until we meet again, take care, God bless, bye-bye, and happy Sabbath to the Sabbath keepers. Bye-bye. Love you all.